Ben Carson
Ho, ho, ho.
referred to slaves as immigrants and said that these immigrants had dreams for their children.
And they worked for even less pay. He said less pay. No,
Right.
No pay.
No pay.
Motherfucker.
Right. I could pretty much guarantee you that all the people on those slave ships were more concerned with trying to figure out a way back home than figuring out how their children are going to succeed in this new place that they're being taken to as prisoners.
Right.
Like, I don't think that the mind state of an Irish immigrant in the 1800s or 1700s was the same state of an African slave in a slave ship.
Okay, see, now you're making me go, right? Now I'm going into my lessons in my mind, right? See, what we have to understand is this whole transatlantic slave shit wasn't the forceful white man came into Africa and took the black man. Like, it didn't start like that. If you think about it, now I'm not trying to get on the side of Ben Carson, but if you think about it, a man named John Hardy Hawkins came there and he basically spoke in the language of the people. He said, Assalamu alaikum, made them believe that he was his brother. They were like, he was their brother. And he offered them more gold in this country than what they were making in that country. Now, these particular people didn't know that all the gold was right there in Africa. So they actually got lured at first. The first ones got lured over there. This one's
okay.
Now, once you halfway over there, you start to, hey, wait a minute. But now it's too late. You're on the motherfucking boat. Da-da-da-da-da. Once you get over there, boom, we throw you in chains and all that type of shit. Now we go back.
Okay, listen. So you're saying, okay, hold on. So you're saying that the initial Africans that were brought over to America were not in chains, that they were just on a boat thinking, okay, there's a great job waiting for me at the end of this.
Yes,
at the end of this cruise ship.
And then they went back and said, oh, your brothers, they are doing great over there. They're building houses. Come on, you got to come fuck with them. You know what I mean? So they weakened us. They got our strongest, most courageous ones to go over there first. Then once they over there, now we got you, lock. Now we come back, we've weakened you. We've lured more over there. Now we do this 2 or 3 times. Now we can go over there and just start grabbing motherfuckers because we got most of the strong motherfuckers over here already. We tricked them. That's called tricknology. Right. That's how we originally got here. So if you think about it, those original Africans came with an immigration mind.
Okay.
Woo,
well, I mean, under unbelievably false pretenses.
Right.
But, okay.
But it's not the same immigration, of course.
Right. You know,
forced immigration.
Forced immigration. Well, I mean, fake immigration.
Yeah. Alternative.
Alternative immigration. I'd also heard that warring tribes would sell off their captors to the
shit
Europeans.
Like that would happen. Mm-hmm.
And obviously they got Africans to work with them for some sort of payment to sell out, basically to sell out their brothers and, I'm saying, their country.
White people don't want you to believe, they want the world to believe that they were so strong that they just walked up in there and just start snatching motherfuckers with you know what I mean? With no ramifications and all that type of shit. Like
13 million people were sent, about 11 million survived. So you lost about 10% of the people or so during the journey. So you're talking about at a certain point, word starts getting around that, hey, they're snatching people like us, putting them in chains and sending them God knows where. Mm-hmm. Because people ain't really coming back, but that, hey, I saw
after a while, yes, word did get out. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? By the time Kunta Kinte and all the motherfuckers was running around, they knew when they see the white man, run.
Right.
These teacup tickling motherfuckers is coming to get me.
With as big of a continent as Africa, with the billions of people that were on the continent, why do you think that the various, areas did not start to get together and say, fuck this shit? Like, we're gonna run all these motherfuckers out by combining our forces, because this shit right here is some bullshit.
I mean, I don't have the answer necessarily to that. I can only say, like I said, there was many different dialects. You know what I mean? They were all up and down like the west coast of Africa. These are different countries. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might have to send an emissary and it takes this long to get. I don't know the whole, science of, some of it could have been ego or self-preservation. Listen, I'm gonna worry about myself. Fuck them dudes up there. Like, let them worry about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, people have that type of attitude right now. Like, if let's just say your projects is getting raided by the police and shit like that, and the projects down the street, nobody fucking with them. Long as nobody comes in there, we good. Like, I'm sorry for y'all up there, but we aight until they bring it to your projects. Then you like, damn, we should have banded together and all this type of shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, back then
Hindsight is
there was no mass media. It was all pretty much just word of mouth. You know what I mean? There was no way to create a worldwide outrage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's no Facebook where suddenly there's no video cameras where everyone could see. Because I think like Emmett Till was the first person that really started to, get people America really outraged over, for example, the treatment of blacks in the South. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I think, what was it? Uncle Tom's Cabin was one of the books that really started to really resonate with slave, in terms of the concept of slavery and so forth. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. That's all mass media. Mass media came in and did that.
Right.
If it wasn't for that, it would just be the dirty little secrets that people talk about, but they're not true, actually exists. Because, Emmett Till's mother insisted on having an open casket funeral and letting everyone sit there and look and take pictures of her son. Imagine how painful that decision was to a mother. You never want to see that. Your son just got his face beaten in and mangled to death.
But in order to use it as a catalyst,
I'm going to let everyone see this.
She knew, or the people around her knew, that it could be a catalyst for change, that people would see that and be moved in some kind of way to do something about it,
Yeah. And in fact, there was an article that recently came out that we posted where the woman who actually accused Emmett of like whistling at her or whatever.
Right, the bitch says she lied.
She says she lied.
Fucking whore.